so they're going to try to force Houston to get out of their set and move the ball quicker.
Horry caught in midair, finally gets it to Thorpe. Thorpe around Barkley. Barkley didn't think he had enough room on that baseline. 12 points for Otis Thorpe.
So that was a good idea to trap the ball. It forced him to move away from Olajuwon, and they were fortunate to get the hoop from Thorpe. He was double teamed down there on the baseline.
Five on the clock for Barkley. He has to force the three, and he hits it. Oh, my, Charles Barkley. That's a Sir shot. That's why you have to give him the royalty. And he gets the rebound at the other end, and here come the Suns with a chance for the lead, down by only a point. Miller with a pass to Sabalos, and the foul on Phoenix. Loose ball on Kevin Johnson, his second.
Otis Thorpe muscling his way around, got away with a little bit of a hook, put that hand out and just wiped Charles Barkley off, and then Barkley fading against the clock. That's when you know the basket has suddenly opened up for you. We'll see if Barkley gets the torch like he had in that Golden State game.
Two-pointer for Kenny Smith. Oliver Miller pulls it down. Give that last foul to Dan Marley, his second, not to Johnson.
Barkley and Kevin Johnson trying to set up a two-man game. They get a turnover. Kevin Johnson said he grabbed.
Kenny Smith with a defense, forcing the turnover.
When in doubt, go inside, and that's what the Houston Rockets are going to try to do, try to get the ball to Olajuwon, but they're on the wrong side of the floor.
Olajuwon on the short shot converts for his 14th point.
What do you mean short shot? Folks said that was a pass. You didn't get many assists.
Nice pass by Barkley, but the Suns can't make the shot. Sabalos and Miller hovering around the rim, out of bounds to Phoenix.
Otis Thorpe was down low and left that ball short, and it was Olajuwon to pick it up. Barkley back the other way.
Sabalos gets the easy lay-in off the out of bounds. 49-48. It back. It's intercepted by Marley. 2-on-2. Sabalos over Olajuwon. That's a tough four-footer. And the Phoenix Suns lead for the first time since 2-0. 50-49 to the visitors with 8 minutes left in the third.
The Bulls battle the Knicks. The NBA playoffs continue next on NBC.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold. By Tinactin. If you want a medicine that acts tough, get Tough Actin Tinactin. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
We can reveal the identity of Turbo Man. He's from Portland, Oregon.
Steve Snapper Jones. That's how he got his nickname. Did you see that follow through? Hey, what's your take on Game 3, the Bulls and the Knicks?
A defensive battle for sure. Limited offense in that ball game. And the New York Knicks feel that they have the ultimate weapon in Patrick Ewing. They'll try to take Scottie Pippen out of the ball game.
Robert Horry short. As you heard his own call, Oliver Miller hands off to Kevin Johnson. 8 rebounds for Miller. Mark West, who has never missed a game. He had the second longest string in the NBA to AC Green with a bad foot, not playing today. Sabalos fighting, and it's out of bounds to Houston.
Oliver Miller is going to have to be a better finisher in that situation. They surrounded the rim. Sabalos forced his shot, and Miller couldn't finish on the other side.
The Suns have shot only 38% in the first half, 68 here in the second. Miller with the rebound. Numbers aren't there, 3 on 4.
The difference in the two teams also comes down to the bench, as Barkley had an easy 3 and missed that one. Easy in the sense that there was no pressure on him like the last one he made against the shot clock and fading away.
Horry misses an even easier shot, but gets it back. Misses another. Miller loses it out of bounds, but at last touched Horry. Well, that was a rather disappointing trip down court for Houston and their fans.
Horry is just a little bit out of control on his drives, and he's reaching, and it's throwing him off on the shot. He will see if he calms down, but right now they're getting right at point-blank range with Sabalos.
Oh, that was an impeccable assist from Kevin Johnson, setting up Sabalos. The biggest lead of the game for Phoenix, 3 points on a 15-4 second half run. Kenny Smith inside to the big guy. And over the back foul on whom?
Loose ball foul. The Suns number 23,
Sabalos, his first.
Foul team
Shooting.
They do a good job of opening up the floor. Olajuwon is out high, so he can't get back for the block. Horry doesn't get in front, and that is the office where Sabalos does all of his operating from right in the paint.
Olajuwon. Boy, he has such quick moves. The jump hook, the follow away jumper, but it's all based on that great first step. 16 to lead all scorers for Hakeem.
Same play. They're pulling Olajuwon out, and they're trying to open up the middle. Oliver Miller was open. They missed him on the baseline.
He gets the rebound from Barkley's miss.
There was another shot he should have finished and didn't, and he's got to cash those.
Thorpe over Barkley. Won't fall. Miller with his 11th rebound. Phoenix by 1, 52-51. Sabalos has scored the last 6 points. A block by Olajuwon. Miller fouls him. His second.
Olajuwon has been given a one-on-one situation against Oliver Miller, and when he's in that spot that deep, bad things are going to happen. And Sabalos has been trying to open things up, and he said, you know, I'm just about tired of that, and takes that one away. So Oliver Miller trying to keep them from getting a break, picks up the foul. Joe Klein in.
That was the daily double block. He not only blocked it, but retrieved it as well. 5 to go in the third. A 1-point game. Smith for 3, and Houston is back in front. Now they only gave him 2. No, now they give him the 3. 54-52. Thorpe to Horry. Maxwell waits for help. It's Smith. And now the big man. Olajuwon. A 4-point lead for the Rockets. And the crowd taking a little 15-minute break, suddenly recharged. Olajuwon leading the way, and Smith reclaims the lead for Houston. Second timeout.
Maxwell is down and holding his foot or his ankle, and we're not sure exactly when the injury occurred.
Try to walk it off. Max already was talking to us before the game about how sore his shooting hand is, and that he's going to have to try to do other things to help his team today, and he really has been quiet in the field goal department. Let's look on the middle of your screen. There is, as he comes down, he may have landed on the foot of Sabalos.
He turned it on Sabalos' foot. Maxwell's a tough guy. He's got a high pain threshold. He's out on the floor right now, And if you're Dan Marley, you should be calling for the ball. Get me the ball right now and see how much pain he can take when I put this hoop on it.
Sabalas alone underneath. How often he's able to slip through all those screens and get an easy shot. 10 points for Cedric, who again was among the leaders in field goal percentage in the league this year, and that's one of the reasons he gets them close in.
8 and a quarter. He only had 2 points in the first half, so he's gotten busy here. Otis Thorpe trying to drop it down.
Foul on Joe Klein. Hannah Storm has a report.
Dick, Vernon Maxwell has apparently twisted his right ankle. If you recall, he did miss the last 2 games of the regular season with a sprained right ankle, so he's aggravated that. And as you can see, he wanted to stay in the game, but he has now taken a seat on the bench and talking with trainer Ray Melchiori.
All right, thank you, Hannah. And to replace Maxwell is Mario Ellie. Way off the mark, Otis Thorpe on the free throw. It's only the second free throw for Houston in the game. The other was a technical. Maxwell obviously not happy at all, in pain, foot and hand. So Thorpe misses both. Klein tips to Barkley, and the Suns with a chance to tie with 2.
The free throw line has always been an adventure for Otis Thorpe, and he showed you just how much that time down. And they're going to need him to be able to make some free throws and some points here in the second half down low.
Thorpe now on Barkley. Joe Klein over Olajuwon. Klein, the former Arkansas star, has his first points to tie the game.
That is a Joe Klein shot, and when he's uncovered, he's certainly capable of knocking that down.
Horry for 3. A little short. Rebound Olajuwon, stolen by Kevin Johnson. And then taken right back by Smith.
Olajuwon is saying, bring it in.
Ellie. Line with a rebound. 2:55 remaining in the third. A new game at 56. Barkley, it won't fall, but Sabalas again able to worm his way between 3 Rockets to give Phoenix a 58-56 advantage. Big quarter for Cedric Sabalas.
10 and a quarter, 12 in the game, and most of them have been right at the basket as the Rockets try to come back with Olajuwon to calm things down.
And they double team Klein and Marley and Olajuwon, and the foul on Klein. And without a timeout, 2:21 remaining in the third. Phoenix by 2. Welcome back. Hakeem Olajuwon striding to the line. It's been a game without a lot of banging, more of the speed, the running game, quick shooting, and so not many trips to the foul line by either team. In fact, for Houston, 0 for 3. Olajuwon, only 4 players, 3 actually. Malone, Ewing, and Derrick Coleman went to the line more than Hakeem in the first round. He makes his first attempt. Olajuwon 3rd in points, 4th in rebounds, 2nd in blocks, and 10th in field goal percentage MVP numbers. It's both cleanly. It's tied again.
You hear that string music? That's right behind the chance of MVP. So he's focused and trying to keep his team in the ball game. The game tied at 58.
Fancy dribbling work by Kevin Johnson to get open, but Olajuwon pulls down his 10th rebound, stolen by Barkley, and he's blocked by Olajuwon. Sabalas denied. Ellie at the other end. So there's Olajuwon's strength. He leads everyone in scoring with 20 at one end and denying on the defensive end of this court. Whistle away from the ball. Mario Ellie's first.
Good steal and read by Charles Barkley, and a nice wraparound pass to Sabalas. But that is why shot blocking is such a big factor in this series, and Houston has it. and the Phoenix Suns don't have much of it, even though Oliver Miller and Mark West will get some occasionally. Maxwell picks up a foul against Barkley.
Wrestling with Barkley, his third. You talk about the shot blocker, and everyone that saw the game yesterday in Seattle, Mountain Mutombo, he changed the course of so many Seattle plans with his talent underneath.
But the Suns here in the third quarter have done a much better job of opening the court and moving bodies away from the ball and then coming to the ball. So Westphal has to be pleased as Barkley tries to tie the ball game from the line.
Looking for his 15th point. This season, 21 points in the season, but in the first round against Golden State averaged over 37 and 13 rebounds, up in every category against Golden State, where scoring was at a premium. 60-59, Houston with a minute and a half left in the third. Two well-matched teams, two with a superstar. Teams with great outside shooting. Maxwell can't score, but it's Olajuwon batting home the rebound for his 22nd point.
Maxwell winces after that drive, but stays out on the floor and still wincing every time he comes down on that right foot. They double Kevin Johnson. They get a kick ball, so it'll be a new 24. The best place to trap is down in the corner, and that's where they applied the pressure to Kevin Johnson. Joe Klein out, Danny Ainge in.
Ainge for a three. Not close. Thorpe sets up Smith.
And Maxwell is having trouble running. Now it's Olajuwon going against Charles Barkley.
Smith from outside with a two. And back to a 5-point lead for Houston in the final minute of the third. Stolen by Olajuwon. Maxwell can't receive that forward pass from Hakeem, who has 22 points, 12 rebounds, couple of steals, couple of blocks.
Now you know why he played goalie. When he played soccer, you know, he has great hands, he has great feet, he doesn't throw very well, and in soccer you got a bigger court than you do here. You can miss.
And a terrific team handball player as well was Olajuwon. Barkley, good move on Olajuwon, can't score, and a foul. Otis Thorpe has his second.
Barkley says, "Are you all right?" Thorpe touches his hands and says, "Yeah," but he paid the penalty that time for coming in. Barkley led with that right elbow right into the chest. This is what's known as a real good veteran offensive drive. Watch the arm drive. Pop, right there. No way Otis Thorpe is going to get into that, and he concealed it, so he gets the call.
Version of the Barkley pork chop there.
Sabalas goes out, and Oliver Miller comes in.
13 seconds left in the third. Barkley after his 16th point. He is the leading Phoenix scorer. 64-60 Houston.
As we warm up for the fourth quarter of play, Phoenix has to feel that they can steal one here. All the pressure is on the Houston Rockets to hold their advantage, which was at 8 and now is down to 3.
64-61. Houston with 8 left, going for the final shot. Great pass to Thorpe. Partially blocked by Barkley. Olajuwon scores. No, it's Thorpe at the buzzer. It counts. Otis Thorpe's 14th point of the game. And Houston at the end of 3 leads 66-61. We'll be back with a fourth quarter after these messages and a word from your local stations.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Ready for the fourth quarter. Houston off to a 10-point lead after one, then by 8 at half, and down to 5 as we open the fourth quarter.
We'll show you Vernon ankle right there as it flexes, and you can see how much it bends on Maxwell and why he's been in so much pain.
They've applied a heavy wrap on that Maxwell ankle. He was having trouble even motoring from one end to the other. But he's playing now. Kevin Johnson gets up the first shot of the fourth quarter, and the Houston lead is carved to 3. 11 points for KJ. Mario Ellie at 2. Maxwell had trouble getting up high to tip that one. That did affect his chance for what might have been an easy 2.
Kevin Johnson waved off the screen because he had a mismatch with Mario Ellie.
Danny Ainge hits the 3, and that ties it at 66. 3 trays for the man who has scored more points on that shot than anyone in playoff history.
As long as they have Barkley out there, they've got to go through Olajuwon, make the defense react, see if the other players, Ellie, Herrera, can come through for Rudy Tomjanovich. So far, Ellie has not had an offensive afternoon.
Barkley's rebound at the other end, giving Phoenix now a chance to take the lead with 10:45 left in the fourth. Barkley with the shot, and he had to alter it because of Olajuwon. Gets it back. Rebound Maxwell. 31 three-point attempts, so they're right at the record now.
The Suns have done a good job of reacting and making it difficult for them to get the three-point shot uncovered. Herrera at point-blank range can't finish.
Record is 34, 31 total taken after 3 quarters today. Vernon Maxwell now on Kevin Johnson. KJ, tough. That was remindful of those very difficult shots by LaFonso Ellis from the wing in the effort by Denver at Seattle yesterday.
Well, again, the mission for the Phoenix Suns is to come in here, win a game, be it game 1 or 2, and the pressure is always on the home team to get the first win. Rockets feeling some heat. Maxwell.
Way off the mark for Mad Max, and Herrera can't save.
Every player likes a certain side of the floor, and Kevin Johnson likes the right side and a baseline jumper, and he nails that one to get the Phoenix Suns on top.
Miller Genuine Draft presents Genuine Moments.
Today's Miller Genuine Draft Genuine Moment takes us back Wednesday night at Golden State. Charles Barkley outside for 3s. Charles Barkley muzzles for 2s. A total of 27 points in the first quarter on 11 for 11 shooting. His total of 56, tied for the 3rd highest in NBA playoff history as the Suns swept Golden State. In recognition of this moment, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. We were kidding Charles about being 5 away from Michael Jordan's all-time record. Said, hey, disappointed, why didn't you go for it? He said, I was too tired.
He ran out of gas, and that was one of those high-octane games, and he had to take a breather at the end of 3. Marley and the Suns have come out and scored 10 straight points.
And lead now by 5 after being down by 5 at the end of 3.
Rudy Tomjanovich told his team to be more aggressive at the offensive end. They were playing scared, not taking the shots when they were there, and a concerned look on Tomjanovich's face right now.
A rare inside miss by Olajuwon. Barkley. Ainge looking for the line, wants the 3. Barkley got away with a push-up. Ainge, he's not bashful. Misses that one terribly. And here's Marley said, hey, it's my turn. And Kevin Johnson said, no, I want to touch.
The people are going nuts here because the ball didn't touch the rim. They saw a reset on the shot clock, and it shouldn't have been that way. So the Suns get a break. Barkley trying to get inside.
Barkley and AC Green is fouled by Hakeem, although Smith had his hand in there as well.
Olajuwon pointing at Kenny Smith all the way, trying to take the pressure off of getting that fourth foul. But the official does not bite, and Olajuwon has 4 with 8:29 to go.
And that last three-point attempt by Ames set the all-time record, combined two teams firing from outside the line 35 times, and they'll go up into the 40s, one would think, before this is over.
For the Phoenix Suns, what they have been saying all season long is we see the new record that both teams have said here is in the playoffs. You have to have the ability to win away. We learned it last year. Home court didn't mean a thing to them, and they're trying to take care of some business right now and get that first road victory.
So they get it 1 out of 2 from Green and the ball back with a 6-point lead. They've scored 11 unanswered points, Phoenix.
Barkley looking for a double team.
KJ wide open. 13 in a row for Phoenix. And now they have a somewhat imposing advantage. 8 points, the biggest lead of the game for the Suns.
Horry Maxwell have to get into the game for the Houston Rockets. They come inside. They're going to double up on Hakeem every time now and make somebody else beat them.
Kenny Smith with 8. Good defense. Johnson against Maxwell. And now they'll have to hurry, too. Another three-pointer. Smith. And he was close. Marley rebounds. And a foul reaching in. Kenny Smith. No, it was Robert Horry. His second. Rudy Tomjanovich, where do we put in the plug here? Well, let's call time and try to figure out something. 13 straight points for Phoenix. And with 7:28 left in the fourth quarter, the finalists from the West a year ago, the Phoenix Suns, sit on an 8-point lead.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by new Ice Brewed Ice Draft from Budweiser. Taste the future of draft beer. By Pert Plus Shampoo and Conditioner. Great hair, no fuss. And by Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right.
Houston 0 for 7 in the quarter, while the Suns are red hot and have opened an 8-point lead on this Mother's Day. I don't know how Rush Limbaugh shot him, but rumors are it was from far out and from the right. But happy Mother's Day to you all. There's the quarter scoring. And the Suns taking charge, and they're hitting him outside and inside. And the ball again.
Tomjanovich wants to see his team's defense stiffen and see them come back and play with some poise and confidence at the offensive end. Big rebound, Maxwell.
Off Barkley's miss. They've not scored in now 5 minutes of this fourth quarter. Olajuwon changes that. He's the man. 24 to lead all scorers for Hakeem.
This is Kevin Johnson, and on his side of the floor trying to make something happen, and they've been getting the Rockets defense broken down, so people are getting wide open shots. AC Green can't finish.
Olajuwon has a rebound, 13. Hakeem. Oh, he is something special. 74-70. They forgot about the man that got them to this party. And now, late in the game, it's back to Olajuwon, and the lead cut to 4. KJ over Kenny Smith. He has 17.
Kenny Smith has got to read when he's naked on that side of the floor, trying to force Kevin Johnson back toward the middle. He's been able to get down baseline and get that jump shot away, and that has hurt the Houston Rockets. Thorpe trying to clear things out.
Oh, a slam miss. Are they going to call? Yes, goaltending. Barkley, they say, went up through the bottom of the net to block that one.
We have seen Barkley go into his cagey bag, and he was trying to steal one right here on a shot block coming through the net.
Well, they didn't let him get away with that one. Kevin Johnson with the ball is 4 for 4 shooting here in the fourth quarter. He knows he's hot. Marley for 3. Right back out to Johnson for a new 24.
Long shots, rebound long, and the Phoenix Suns have gotten several possessions after deep three-point misses. Barkley trying to break down Otis Thorpe.
Good defense by Thorpe. 7 on the clock. Barkley. Elijah one. Credit Thorpe with some tough defense on that Barkley attempt. Smith to Elijah one. Oh, wow, watch out. KJ with a foul, and that's going to be flagrant. KJ immediately rushed to Hakeem to apologize.
Maxwell wants 2 on the side. Let's see if they get it. He's over there chasing the official. But it was good penetration by Kenny Smith. Elijah one right at the rim. Kevin Johnson from the rear. Looked like he made a decent play for the ball, but also pulled him off the ball. And the angle for the official might have been awkward, but Kevin Johnson was definitely trying to make a play on the ball. Can't jump high enough. That's the problem.
That's the franchise that Tom Janovich is watching. Kevin trying to offer his apology to Hakeem. Remember early in the season against the Chicago Bulls on the final shot of the game by Steve Kerr, Kevin Johnson with a flagrant foul that saved the game and would deny the chance for Chicago to tie, and was fined heavily for it. No flagrant foul. No flagrant is the call. Just a 2-shot opportunity for Elijah one. He's had another big game. He's got 27 to match this season's average. Misses the second. Marley with a rebound. 3-point game. Less than 5 to go.
Maxwell now defensively assigned to Kevin Johnson. He wants a clear side, trying to get in the middle. Maxwell on the push.
No basket. 4 fouls on Vernon Maxwell.
If you're the defender against Kevin Johnson, one, you got to have your teammates telling you from the rear what's going on. And once you find out you're in an isolation, you got to try to turn him back toward the middle and get some help. Tom Janovich, he is livid in
He's
that.
on fire. 4:50 left in the fourth. 3-point lead, Phoenix. With Steve Jones and Hannah Storm, Dick Enberg, welcome back to Houston. Here's the foul on Maxwell that raised the collar of Rudy Tomjanovich. And in Houston, this is the Rockets' red glare. And the bombs will burst later, I guess.
Yeah, they will, but Kevin Johnson was the aggressor. Vernon Maxwell has to go get Kevin Johnson. He can't allow him to come to him. Johnson got that great first step. He got into him. It was a small hand check, but a hand check nonetheless. So it is the third team foul. Vernon Maxwell has 4.
Suns have only 1 team foul. 4:46 left in the fourth. Very few fouls called throughout the game.
And it started out like it was going to be a track meet game, and the ball goes on the floor.
Barkley saved the miscue by Johnson and called a quick timeout. A heady play by Sir Charles. Barkley could play a big game and entertain the audience all at the same time. 4:35 left.
Coming up next, the NBA playoffs continue on NBC. The Garden will be rocking in prime time when Scottie Pippen and the Chicago Bulls collide with Patrick Ewing and the New York Knicks as the much-anticipated matchup between Eastern Conference rivals gets underway. The Bulls and the Knicks coming up next.
The NBA playoffs right here on NBC.
Back at the Houston Summit, this is how our statistician, Ross Schneiderman, comes home every night from work. Honey, I'm back. The Turbo, he's something, huh? Jamming. Turbo Man. 76-73 Suns with the lead and the ball. 4:34 left in the fourth quarter. For a game that was a track meet early, it's really a low-scoring game, surprisingly. KJ can't hit, but Barkley at the buzzer. Lays it in.
Otis Thorpe blocked that shot, and it came right to Barkley. Big basket, 5-point advantage for the Phoenix Suns.
And an illegal defense called against the Phoenix Suns. They were looking at Danny Ainge. That is a warning. No, wait, I guess that is the second against the Suns, and we'll bring a... Nope, it is the first.
And what Phoenix is trying to do is be in a position to give help to Olajuwon as Charles Barkley's going one-on-one. They want to make sure that they get people back, and that guard is the off guard, and he's just dropping back in too soon.
Barkley knew it. His second. But the Suns still have another foul, 2 fouls to give.
Down low, and Barkley likes to try to move away, but Olajuwon makes sure he has contact, and Barkley just reaches around and grabs Olajuwon inside.
And Hakeem, not to be denied, has a game-high 29. Suns by 3 with 3:45 left.
Again, Maxwell should go to meet Kevin Johnson. Don't let him come to him.
AC Green denied by Olajuwon. KJ couldn't convert. Kenny Smith at the other end, out of control, and Ainge has it. Kevin Johnson, 1 against 3, out to Marley. Ainge sets up for 3. Right on the money for the veteran of many a playoff game. In fact, Danny Ainge has appeared in as many playoff games, well, only 4, played in more, and he's going to move up to number 2 probably just in this series. If it goes 6 or 7. Robert Horry says I can do it as well. 81-78.
But Ainge, when he came in the ball game, really helped the Phoenix Suns in that second quarter. His confidence is really blown up, and he's made some big shots this afternoon from deep.
Barkley over Olajuwon and Thorpe, a perfect lob pass.
Thorpe got suckered in on that play. He got caught looking away from the play, and it was a nice lob over the top. So he was thinking about Kevin Johnson. No pressure on the passer. He doesn't have a chance to react. Barkley, all in one motion, gets to 2.
Tomjanovich trying to use a little body language to deny, but it's painful again for Houston. 3-time champion Chicago Bulls started on the line at Madison Square Garden, New York, against the Knicks. And New York hungry to win that series. That's our 3rd and final game of our big Mother's Day tripleheader, so stay tuned. Danny Ainge. You know, he's a big baseball fan, loves Lou Brock, and he, in that spirit with the Suns, trying to steal the opening game.
And he's certainly moving up in the all-time list of 3-point field goal leaders, but he has been huge in this ball game. The Rockets come right back to Olajuwon.
Who hits again? He's over 30 now. 31 for Olajuwon. 83-80 the score. Down to 2:16 left. Crowd on its feet.
Trying to get Charles Barkley in a position where he could get a pass.
Marley short on the 3. It comes right back to him. Bingo. 86-80. Marley with a dozen.
The long rebound on the three has really hurt Houston in the second half. The Rockets have had about 5 possessions where they've come back and gotten the ball, made a shot to keep them on the lead.
The 41st three-point attempt, a record, and Marley, after missing 40, says, I've got the range now. 86-80 into Olajuwon, the double team. Marley keeping busy with guarding Smith on the outside, then coming in to help out on the double team. The foul on Marley, the basket is good.
Now, how good is he at knowing every single night he's going to see 1, 2, 3 people, spins off of Barkley, maintains the body control, and it gets the foul against Dan Marley, so he has a chance to cut that 6-point lead in half.
Word we're getting is that AC Green didn't seem to be that close to the play.
Didn't seem to be anywhere in the vicinity.
3-point play for Hakeem Olajuwon, and the game is a 3-pointer. Terrific opening game of this 7-game set. It is going to be a fascinating series. It's got a little of everything from great stars, great outside shooting. Kevin Johnson knocked down by Thorpe. No whistle. Wide open is Smith at the other end. 86-85 Phoenix.
Kevin Johnson just lost his balance, and they went right to him.
Johnson back and hits the bottom of the well with a 2.
10 1/4 for Kevin Johnson, and a dagger. Oh! Olajuwon was wide open.
And Maxwell missed him by 40 feet.
No quarterbacks on this team.
Where's Warren Moon when you need him? You ran off to Minnesota. So 88-85 Phoenix with 58 seconds remaining. And Maxwell was playing on a painful foot and a bad hand. The pain here is emotional. A mistake on a 22nd timeout.
After Kevin Johnson gets belted right there, the ball comes loose, and the Phoenix Suns see Kenny Smith soar to the other end of the floor to make it a 1-point game. And then Kevin came right back, bang, made that jump shot, and Olajuwon was wide open, and all they had to do was get it close. Maybe down about 5 feet. He may have been able to get that one.
Now this is where in the playoffs, you get to know very quickly who are the stars in the game. And even the players themselves, watching the game yesterday up in Seattle, these guys said, you could tell at the end who wanted the shot. And they were all stunned with how well that young Denver team went at the basket on the offensive end, that they weren't shy about trying to win it. And particularly LaFonso Ellis and Robert Pack.
It is a 3-point game. Just under a minute to play, 58.1 seconds. What the Rockets need is a good defensive stand on this Phoenix Suns possession. They're going to get a couple of possessions and a chance to tie or go ahead before we get to a conclusion.
And a 3-point lead with these two teams really is just a quick sigh. Oh! Batted away by Otis Thorpe, but the ball was off the rim. No whistle. And timeout Houston.
That almost looked like a goaltend as Otis Thorpe went up and knocked that ball away on the Kevin Johnson drive. Johnson coming hard. Olajuwon comes over to challenge, so he makes him adjust the ball. Watch the hand of Otis Thorpe come in here and knock it off. And that's real close to a goaltend. Maybe, because you're at home. You get a little home cooking.
35 seconds to go. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. A reminder to stay tuned. The Bulls and the Knicks in Game 3 of our triple header. That'll follow this one. We're down to 35 seconds to go. The Houston Rockets with the ball trailing by 3. 34 is the number for number 34. Hakeem Olajuwon, who averaged 34 in the 4-game series against Portland. But he wants more than that, and as likely that Olajuwon has Barkley a teasing little hug. Might get the ball on this sequence.
The Rockets have to come quickly, and they go inside to Olajuwon,
who scores easily. 36 for Olajuwon, 88, 87, with almost 5 full seconds difference between the game and shot clock. So Houston will get another chance regardless.
Now this is where you want to control Kevin Johnson. He's looking for penetration and trying to make a play. They get a foul. Houston had one to give,
but he was shooting when the whistle sounded. Now they're going to say out on the floor is the call.
But they didn't want to give the foul. Now the Phoenix Suns can run out the clock and win and steal this game.
The 24 clock is off. And now the quick foul by Kenny Smith on Danny Ainge. And Ainge, an excellent free throw shooter. The veteran who has played in almost 180 now playoff contests. Will go to the line, and it's part of the experience of this Phoenix team that makes some feel that they are now the team to beat from the West.
The Suns have the deeper bench and go deeper into the bench, and Danny Ainge is the hero off the bench for Paul Westphal so far. Makes it a 2-point game.
Shot 83% from the line this year. He's played now in his 178th playoff game. Has a couple of rings with the Celtics, 84 and 86. He knows the way. And that makes it a 3-point attempt for Houston with 13 seconds to go. 90 to 87 Phoenix. And if you're just joining us, the home Houston Rockets in the second quarter built an 18-point lead and just eroded and finally Phoenix gained the lead 8 points here late in the game, and Houston has come back and will have a 3-point shot at a tie here in this last possession. And here's the timeout situation.
The Rockets have burned all of theirs, so the Phoenix Suns hold all of the trump cards in this ball game. For the Rockets, they got to come down, get a quick score, and then they got to come back and foul. The guy that's been scoring the ball for him, he's not nervous, is Olajuwon. He's got 34, and they will undoubtedly drop it into them.
You don't go for the, wait a minute, you're not going to come down and go for the 3 here.
No, because you could still come back and foul someone else and have one more possession if you had to go for the 3, but you have to get your score very quickly. If you go for the 3 and you miss, then you're going to come back and foul, and you're going to be down possibly 4 or 5. So you want to try to take the first score that's available. If the 3 is there and the heart is big enough, yeah, you take the 3.
But the likelihood is to go into Olajuwon quickly, hope he can get 2, maybe even be fouled, and then you foul immediately.
Olajuwon has been the man here throughout the game. 14 in the quarter. He's being guarded by Charles Barkley. The Phoenix Suns have an option. Possession is everything for the Phoenix Suns at this point. They can foul, put them on the line, get the ball back, knowing that they're going to foul coming back the other way, or they can give Olajuwon the 2, try to spread the court, volleyball the ball around, get out of here. They'll run right over us.
Forget it's the Knicks and Bulls right after this one as the playoff excitement building here on NBC, and of course 5 more games for you next weekend. All right, 13 seconds and a tick remaining.
Bullard is a 3-point specialist. He's entered the game, so he's one of the guys that can shoot a 3.
Kenny Smith. Maxwell forces the 3. Tapped out. Kevin Johnson is fouled, or is he tied up? And Paul Westphal with a fist clench strikes the open air as if to say, we got this one. 5.5 seconds to go.
Rudy was thinking tie because that's what they set up for. They went for the 3 and a deep, and now you see the situation. 5.5 now. They've got to hope that Kevin Johnson
misses both. Because then it's a 2-possession game if he makes one of these 2. Maxwell fouls out with only 3 points, and a very important part of the total story of this game is the fact that Maxwell, obviously, the hand was injured, it bothered his shooting, and then to turn his ankle in the game as well was not 100%. It affected his play.
certainly affected by it, and they were in a scramble position. And again, that you can see where that strategy can backfire against you, because if you don't get that shot to go in, you're looking at a 3-point deficit growing.
There is the 4 points. You're talking more like a coach every day. You know that NBC commentators, you know that trend.
I'm breaking the trend. You don't have to worry. I crack the mold if it stops with me.
All right, we'll hold you to that, as Johnson now, apparently, this is just frosting. And makes it even tougher. Elijah Wan with a rebound, clock running. And when that one comes down, the Phoenix Suns will have an opening game win. They upset the Rockets at home in game 1, 91-87. Phoenix now has the home court advantage. In a game that featured a record-setting 41 3-point attempts, the Phoenix Suns prevail, rallying from 18 points down to beat Houston today. Here's Hannah.
Charles, you guys were not shooting well in the first half. Were you confident that your defense could get you back in the game?
Well, you know, we shot 32%, I think, the first half, but we were only down by 7. So coach was very upbeat at halftime. I mean, one of our problems is not scoring, and then our shots started to fall in the second half, and that was the key. When they had the 18-point lead, they had a chance to put us away, but we were only shooting 30%.
AJ, you were really struggling in the first half. You only took one shot in the third, and then you were hot down the stretch. Was that by design in the third?
My teammates really carried me the first 3 quarters. I was kind of saving it the second half because we were holding close. I thought I had a little bit in my tank. We played 4 quarters. I'm just excited we pulled it out on the road.
They were really missing some easy shots down the stretch. Was it your defense? Were they fatigued? What was going on?
Good defense, but I think they got a little bit tired. You know, they had a tough game up in Portland. They didn't get back to late Friday night. Only had one day to rest, and the game was in the afternoon. So we were very fortunate that they were tired.
Ideally, this is what you guys want to do. Come in and steal one on their home court. What does this mean for the series?
Look at it like that. We don't win it outright. We don't plan on stealing. We feel like we got the best team and we want to win. It ain't nothing to do with stealing.
All right, guys, congratulations on the win. Dick?
Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.
Barkley with 21, KJ with 19. Hakeem led Houston with 36. Final, Phoenix 91, Houston 87. Stay tuned, NBC Sports, Game 3. Our NBA tripleheader. Defending NBA champion Chicago Bulls clash with the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. For Steve Jones and Hannah Storm, I'm Dick Henberg. This has been a presentation of the NBA playoffs on NBC.